So we recommend at minimum 180 days out. So about 6 months away from being able to retire. That's when you want to sit down with a certified financial planner, lead advisor, Bogart Wealth like myself, to do a comprehensive financial plan. Now, what that means is, how does everything fit in together? So that's some data conversations, right? So Social Security information, pension information, your expense information, whether it's just your living expenses, but truly, what is it that you want to do in retirement? Is it grandchildren? Is it kids? Is it traveling? Is it being a better steward for my community? There's financial implications of all of those discussions. Let's talk about that. Let's run different alternatives to determine the best course of outcome. And I've been doing this a long time, and I certainly know that as you say that, hey, this is what I'm going to do in retirement. I mean, I just had a client literally call me 10 minutes ago, tell me his son just got engaged. That's changing some things, right? Now they're starting to think grandchildren. So that's what's number one, the really fun part about my job. But nonetheless, how we start planning for retirement, we're going to put our best foot forward, but understand that things are going to change. And that's why we want to be able to evolve with you. That's why even when you become a client with Bogart Wealth, we don't do the planning just one and done. We're going to do this at least once a year, if not multiple times a year, sort of refreshing this to make sure that we have the best plans going forward. But we use a comprehensive retirement planning system. Any firm that you work with, certainly you want to be able to have that. And then that's going to allow us to then look at, number one, are we successful? And number two, what's the best way to start taking cash flow from our plan? Tax consequences. You have to think about this. You have, depending upon your situation, you might have some pre-tax monies, you might have some Roth monies, you might have some non-retirement accounts. You got this NUA stuff we're going to talk about in a second. It's like, how do you figure all this out? This is where we come in, right? This is how we can help to put a plan in place and say, hey, we'll defer your retirement monies for as long as possible. Maybe we'll drive down your tax rate early on by living off of NUA monies or your non-retirement accounts. Keeping our tax rates low, letting our tax deferred monies grow. There's a lot of power in doing that. Maybe there's some other opportunities while that happens. Things like Roth conversions, right? And how does that impact your plan? Not only from a tax perspective, but from an estate perspective. So really it becomes really critical about not just knowing that you have enough money to retire, right? But it's how do we actually implement the cash flow strategy, and doing so, putting our best foot forward. This is one of the things we do for. Optimal dates of retirement. Is it 6 months from now? Is it 3 years from now, right? We'll cut it to you straight what we think is best based off of the finances, but certainly there's that qualitative conversation that we need to have as well. Lastly, make sure you have all of your web links, your payroll benefit sites. Make sure you have all of that, and then you can log in externally so that once you become a retiree, you still have access to all your information. Inform your supervisor in writing. That's important.